just like she said, she was like capturing my heart, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get into this now, aren't I?
This training here, it just opened our eyes how much we can help these kids and help ourselves. You know, we've opened up to each other more than we ever have. I've been here, it's my 18th year, and I learned stuff yesterday about these teachers that I never knew. And they learned some stuff about myself and each other that's just been so beneficial in sharing that.
So capturing kids' hearts is a process that we use where we ask teachers, like, what makes a really good teacher? What do we remember about those teachers that really had an impact in our lives? And oftentimes it's not that they were the best math teacher or they taught English so well. No one ever comes back and says, thank you for teaching me how to multiply. They remember how we cared about them and how we made them feel.
And then when I came back in this morning, I have to laugh because I am perpetually late. And this morning I was like, I can't be late. Jill's gonna know if I'm late. Already it was the building the relationship thing that we talked about yesterday, that she had already established that relationship with me, and it was only even just yesterday, a few hours.
But what Flip really believes is this, that if we have a child's heart, we have their mind. But I also believe this, we have to have our own heart before we can capture somebody else's. And it's a process with Excel that's our foundation, that we engage, explore, communicate, empower our students, but our staff as well, and then we launch them out to greatness. The bottom line is that if you have that open heart and open mind, great things take place.
We, the foundation, funded the initial training for Calumet schools to integrate the Capturing Kids' Hearts program to get all of their staff, faculty, support staff, administration trained on the concepts of this program. And then worked really closely with the Horizons Alternative School to implement some of the components within that school curriculum. We've also incorporated a third component called Process Champions. So there's an ongoing engagement with the consultants from the Flippen Group and our school administrators and faculty and staff to support and encourage that implementation and answer those questions and work through those tough times, because it's a process. You're changing culture.
What we believe is that we have Capturing Kids' Hearts. That's the foundation of creating safety and trust in the process itself. Then we have follow-up for sustainability called Process Champions. It's that second tier. And then we have traction days in the fall and spring, giving feedback to everybody on the team, but really holding them accountable to where it becomes transformational.
So yesterday was all about modeling. I did that for them. I wanted them to see how that felt. Today we're breaking it down and we're looking at, like, why did I do that? And what was the point of this? And everything's been intentional. We've played games, we've sung songs, we've, done lots of interaction, but we've also covered a lot of content, and you kind of weave it in so they don't know when one ends and the other begins. And that's what we're hoping they can give to their kids.
Being able to create safety and trust enough to where we can truly grow one another. And what we like to say is that my goal is their success, and I'm hoping by that second day they're thinking that their goal is my success. And then we transfer that to the classroom. As a teacher, my goal is my student's success. And as you build that relational capacity with your students, their goal is your success. And when you get to that point, it's not about discipline. It's about we've built a relationship and trust enough. Doesn't matter where we come from, that if they truly know that you care and love them, they will go above and beyond in the moon and back for you.
These are ideas that, they're sparking conversations in all the tables. Everybody's excited. It just feels right and it feels good.
The most important one to me was when we shared our stories about something that happened in our lives. We shared a piece of our lives with each other, and that really, it broke it open. The barrier was broken, and we were able to discuss that, and there's a lot of tears. It was very emotional, and I'm glad I was part of that.
I think everybody just needs to know that they are cared about, and we're all part of this big school and family and community, and we just all need to really value each other.
Last year was my first time in the role of a guidance counselor. The hardest part of that job was asking kids, do you have an adult that you can trust and you can talk to? And the overwhelming majority of my high needs kids didn't have a single adult that they could name. So if we can, through this program, give them one adult, that's it. That's what we need.
I actually had a student last year who actually told me that she felt invisible. And so when I thought about that and this training and just thinking, how many students do I have that might feel invisible? If a student feels invisible, then I don't feel that they're going to be getting the best education from me, because if we don't have that connection, why would they pay attention to me? Why would they listen to what I have to say?
Even an old dog like me can learn new tricks. I had my first rehearsal with the band last night. And, we get into these habits. I was going to rehearse, and then we were going to have an ice cream social. After being here yesterday, I flipped that. When the kids came, we did our ice cream social first. We had a lot of laughing beforehand, and it just made, when it came time to do the work, I felt they were more into it because they were more relaxed. They weren't as nervous.
It kind of feels like this is the missing piece. We've done a lot of trainings. We've done a lot of professional development. As teachers, we research on our own. And it's kind of like putting order to the chaos, things that we know in our gut and in our heart the kids need, but just trying to put it into practical use. And I think Vern has done a tremendous job in doing that.
Leadership is not about you. It's not a personal agenda. It's about serving, and when we serve, we empower, and when we empower, we create multipliers. And there's a whole bunch of multipliers in there from generation to generation, so that's really cool.
I think this is just giving the key elements and kind of creating safety and trust within each other so that we can, instill that into our students when we're working with them.
The outcomes have been pretty amazing. Attendance has improved, academic performance improved. At the Horizon School, the graduation rates have improved. Disciplinary referrals and actions have diminished, and that's not because they're not addressing behaviors, it's because of the approach, the changes in approach to how they're addressing behaviors. The 9 schools that we have engaged right now, we are at least through Capturing Kids' Hearts 1 with all of them. About half of them have gone through part 2, and we have one with the second one scheduled to start the Process Champions component.
This is giving me that direction and focus to make sure that every conversation is effective and every conversation leaves a kid feeling empowered. And that's crucial.
Teaching kids how to be people is what's going to be what makes a difference for them.
We're just empowering a lot of really great people and a lot of really invested people in our community. We're just empowering them with more tools. That's all we're doing. Just giving them more tools to work with, to do the good things that they're already doing, just helping enhance that.